All right, let's talk about money. But we're going to do it a little differently today. We're going to push aside all the complicated formulas and the Wall Street noise and get to the heart of what actually builds real, lasting financial freedom. It's simpler than you think.
So let's just dive right in with a huge question, one that I think hits home for a lot of us. What is the number one thing that keeps people from getting ahead financially? Is it that they don't have a fancy job, or they don't know the right people, or some secret investing trick?
Well, the answer, according to financial author Morgan Housel, is probably not what you're thinking. He says it's ignorance, and he's not calling people stupid. Not at all. It's not about a lack of intelligence. It's about a lack of awareness of what truly matters and what you can actually control. And this right here, this is the key to everything. See, personal finance is this weird, unique field where how you behave is way more important than how smart you are. You don't need a PhD in economics to build wealth. You just need a solid mindset and a few good habits. I mean, just think about it this way. For open-heart surgery, you absolutely want a Harvard-trained expert, right? But with money, a janitor named Ronald Reed, a real person, by the way, who just patiently saved and invested his modest paychecks, ended up leaving an $8 million fortune to charity. At the same time, we've all heard stories about Wall Street geniuses who go completely broke. The only difference? Simple, consistent behavior.
Okay, so if we agree that behavior is the most important thing, what's the biggest behavioral hurdle we're all facing today? It's that nagging feeling, that sense that you're always falling behind. It's a psychological trap, and honestly, it's harder than ever to escape in the world we live in now.
And here's why. Back in your grandparents' day, keeping up with the Joneses just meant comparing yourself to your neighbors and a few coworkers. Your world was pretty small. But today, your comparison isn't the family next door. It's the entire planet's highlight reel, fed to you 100 times a day by Instagram and TikTok algorithms that are literally designed to show you someone who looks richer, happier, and better off than you are. It all boils down to this really simple but kind of profound idea. Your happiness is basically just the gap between what you have and what you think you should have. So when social media makes your expectations just spiral into the stratosphere, that gap gets wider and wider, and you end up feeling miserable, even if you're actually doing great.
So how do you get out of this trap? Well, you have to change the goal entirely. And that starts with understanding this critical, crucial difference between being rich and being wealthy. They sound the same, but trust me, they are worlds apart.
Let's start with rich. Being rich is about your current income. It's what people see. It's having the money to go out and buy impressive things. You know, the fancy car, the big house, the designer watch. It's visible consumption. But being wealthy, that's a whole different ballgame. Wealth is what you don't see. It's the money that you haven't spent. It's the assets working for you in the background, buying you something much more valuable than a luxury car. It's buying you freedom, options, and control over your own time.
Okay, try this little thought experiment with me. Imagine you lived on a deserted island. There's nobody there to impress, no followers, no neighbors, no one. What would you spend your money on then? Suddenly, your spending choices would shift entirely from status to utility, from trying to show other people how well you're doing to just making your own life better.
And that's why this next idea is so powerful. Think about it. Every single dollar of debt you have is literally a piece of your future life that belongs to someone else. It's your time and your freedom that you've already sold. But the reverse is also true. Every dollar you save is a piece of your future that you own free and clear.
Okay, so how do we actually do this? How do we build that real wealth and buy back our future? Well, the playbook is so simple, it's been called a kindergarten list for your finances. No complex spreadsheets needed.
It really just comes down to these 4 things, and they're going to sound almost too simple. 1. Save some money. 2. Live on a little less than you make. 3. Invest what you save for the long haul. And 4, this is the hardest part for everyone, be extraordinarily patient. That's it. That's the whole game.
And the reason this simple stuff works is because of this incredible, almost magical force called compound interest. It's where your money starts making money, and then the money that money made starts making its own money. It's like a snowball rolling downhill, just getting bigger and bigger on its own. And if you want to see just how powerful this is, look no further than Warren Buffett. We all think of him as this genius investor, right? But get this, 99% of his net worth was earned after his 60th birthday. His real superpower wasn't just being smart, it was time. He started investing as a kid and just never stopped. And here's the best part, you don't have to be Warren Buffett. You just need a simple, repeatable plan.
Put your money in boring, low-cost index funds. Invest the same amount every single month, whether the market is up or down. And most importantly, automate the whole thing so you don't get in your own way. All right, let's talk about your real financial superpower, the one thing you have absolute 100% control over, starting this very second. It's not about how much you earn. It's about mastering what you don't spend. See, pretty much every dollar that leaves your pocket goes into one of two buckets. The first bucket is utility, spending on things that genuinely make your life safer, more comfortable, or better. The second bucket is status, spending money to try and signal something to other people. Just becoming aware of which bucket your money is going into is a total game changer.
And here's the great irony, the big secret about spending money for status. Nobody is thinking about you as much as you are. When you drive by in that expensive car, people don't think, wow, that person is so cool. They think, wow, if I had that car, people would think I'm cool. They just use your stuff as a way to think about themselves.
Which brings us to the real goal of all of this. The whole point. The ultimate prize isn't the big house or the fancy car. The real flex is independence. It's using money to buy back control over your time. It's the ability to wake up every single morning and say, you know what? I can do whatever I want to. And this is a power you can use right now. Just getting the goalposts to stop moving. Learning to desire less has the exact same positive effect on your life as getting a huge raise, but it's completely 100% within your control. Contentment is a skill you can build.
So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with this one question to really think about. Take a hard look at your own financial life and ask yourself, what is my money really buying me? Is it buying me status to impress people who aren't even paying attention? Or is it buying me freedom, $1 at a time? The choice, as always, is yours.